All right, if you've been building with Amazon Bedrock, you know exactly how this feels. Things can scale up fast. Like 1 minute, you've got a neat little proof of concept, and the next thing you know, bam, you've got a dozen agents, a bunch of knowledge bases, models running all over the place. So today, we're going to dive into the single best tool you have for taming all that creative chaos. And that tool is tagging.
So let me ask you, is your Bedrock project starting to feel a little chaotic? You know the feeling, right? You've got teams all over the place, building, deploying, experimenting. It's awesome, it's exciting. But that nice clean slate you started with, it can get messy real quick. And the symptoms are always the same. Costs start spiraling, you get these weird security blind spots, and of course, that classic question, who in the world built this thing?
Okay, let's talk about the first big headache, uncontrolled costs. You open up the bill and uh-oh. You see this big number next to Amazon Bedrock, but you have absolutely no idea where it's coming from. Is that the marketing team's new chatbot, or is it R&D's crazy experimental agent? Without any labels, figuring out who spent what is just a total guessing game. And that means budget blowouts and, honestly, you can't make smart decisions about where your AI money is actually going. And then, of course, there's security. This is a big one. How are you supposed to give a specific team access to only their stuff when it's all just one big jumbled mess? Writing those nice, tight IAM policies is an absolute nightmare. So what happens? You end up giving way broader permissions than you're comfortable with. And that opens the door to security issues and, frankly, zero accountability. Oh, and this one's my personal favorite. You stumble across some provisioned throughput that's just running, but you have no clue who spun it up, what project it's for, or if it's even still being used. It's this classic mystery that leads to wasted money and just so many headaches. So what's the fix for all this chaos? Okay, let's get into it. The solution. Well, it's actually super simple. It's called tagging. Seriously, just think of them as digital sticky notes. You can slap one on every single Bedrock resource you own, and just like that, you start bringing order to the chaos and unlocking a level of control you didn't have before. So what is a tag officially? Well, AWS calls it a label you assign to a resource. It's made up of a key and a value. That's it. It's just metadata, data about your data. But don't let that simplicity fool you. As we're about to see, these little key value pairs are incredibly powerful. They are literally the key to getting visibility and control back. Let's make this real. For example, you could have a key called project, and the value is chatbot v2, or maybe a key called owner with the value jane.doe. All of a sudden, that mystery resource we talked about, it has an identity. We know it belongs to Jane's chatbot project, which is part of the billing department. And just like that, you can track costs, lock down access, and you know exactly who to talk to about it. So yeah, these little labels are great for keeping things tidy, but their real value is what they let you do. I like to think of them as the 3 superpowers of tagging, because once you start using them, you can organize, you can allocate costs, and you can control access to your Bedrock stuff like you never could before. First up, organize and identify. You can finally group everything for one application together, no matter what service it's in. You can actually see the big picture. Second, cost allocation. You just flip a switch in your billing dashboard to activate these tags, and boom, AWS breaks down your bill by project, owner, whatever you want. That cost mystery we talked about, it's solved. And third, and this is huge, you control access. You can write an IAM policy that says something like, hey, Jane can manage anything that's tagged with her name. This is called tag-based access control. And for security at scale, it is a total game changer. All right, so I'm hoping you're sold on the why by now. It's pretty clear how powerful this is. So let's get our hands dirty. Let's talk about the how. How do we actually stick these tags onto our Bedrock resources and start getting all these awesome benefits? So you've basically got 2 main ways to do this. First, there's the AWS console. Look, it's great if you're just starting out or you need to tag one single thing really quickly. It's manual, it's visual, super simple. But for real power, for consistency, you're gonna wanna use the API or the command line interface, the CLI. This is how you automate things and manage at scale. And you know what's great? When you go to do this programmatically, it all just boils down to 3 core commands. You've got tag resource for adding tags, untag resource for taking them off, and list tags for resource to see what tags are on a resource. That's it. With just these 3 building blocks, you can script pretty much any kind of tagging automation you can dream of. Okay, let's look at a real example using the AWS CLI. We're calling the tag resource command. The first really important piece here is the dash resource ARN. You can think of the ARN as the resource's unique social security number. It's how we tell AWS exactly which Bedrock agent we want to tag. And after that, we just list out our tags as simple key-value pairs. Super straightforward and really easy to put into a script.
And if you're a developer using Python, here's how it looks with the Boto 3 library. You'll notice the logic is exactly the same. We specify that resource ARN again, and then we provide our tags. This time they're just formatted as a list of dictionaries. And the real beauty of doing it this way, in code, is you can build this logic right into your CI/CD pipelines. That means your resources get tagged correctly from the second they're created.
Whew, okay. We have covered a lot of ground, right? We went from total chaos to seeing how a good tagging strategy can bring clarity and control. So now, it's time for your first tagging mission. Let's do a quick recap of the key takeaways to get you ready. Just remember these key things. 1, tags are just simple key value labels. Don't overthink it. 2, but their impact is huge. They are absolutely essential for organization, for cost allocation, and for access control. 3, the console is fine for one-off things. But 4, you need to embrace the API and CLI for automation as you grow. That is the real secret to building a Bedrock practice that can scale without becoming a mess. So, I'm going to leave you with a question. I want you to think about your own AWS account right now. What's that one chaotic, mysterious, untagged resource that you know is out there? Go find it, tag it, give it an identity. Trust me, your future self is going to thank you. Thanks for joining me.